I think it's safe to say that this year was a train wreck. Everyone experienced some type of challenge, and we were forced to face it head on, but separately and quarantined. Over the course of months, sitting in my room alone with nothing but my thoughts, I wanted to wrap up 2020 with a video that I never saw myself posting. Although I am only 16 and I've only lived 16 years on this earth, there's a few things that I've learned and lived by this year. And with that being said, here are 20 things that I learned in 2020. Hey guys, it's Katie. I just wanted to post this video because it means a lot to me. I was sitting in my room, like I said, and I know I don't talk a lot about very serious topics on my channel because I like to keep it lighthearted and fun. So as I was sitting alone in my room at 4 o'clock in the morning during this break, I found myself writing, and I did this video in 2018 of 18 things that I learned in 2018, but I had like 1,000 subscribers, so no one watched that video. But really, this was probably the hardest year of my entire life, and when thinking back on it, there's a few things that I wanted to share and that I learned. I did write down bullet points on my notes, so I will be looking at my phone. I hope you will take the next few minutes to get a deeper side of my life this year. Number 1. When you hit rock bottom, the only place you can go is up. This year, I experienced heartbreak, loneliness, and pain. I lost myself. And with the whole world shut down, I had nothing better to do than to bathe in my own sadness. I slept my days away to numb the pain, and I distanced myself from everybody that was important to me. It took months before I eventually felt like Katie again, but not the old Katie, a new, mentally, physically, and emotionally satisfied Katie. So when you think you're at your lowest, you will always be able to go up. Number 2, you are the people that you surround yourself with. To piggyback off my last statement, when I was at my worst, I had nobody. I had no one to talk to, which led me to keep it all internally for a long, long time. It took months before I found my people, and they saved my soul. They turned my pain into happiness, and for the first time in a long time, I felt what it felt like to have best friends. People who truly cared about my well-being and cared enough to listen to my problems. Without these people, I don't know where I would have ended up, and I thank them for that daily. Number 3, it truly is the little things. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I seem to point out the smallest little things and others seem to turn their head. But in this insane year, I've learned to appreciate those little, pure moments of bliss and turn them into more than just that. I will never forget this intense cry session outside of Dunkin' Donuts with my best friend Jamie. Once we finished this long talk, she opened her bag to find her donut covered in star sprinkles. And if you know anything about Jamie at all, stars are her thing. Now, the small, minor detail may seem like absolutely nothing to anybody else, but to me, it meant the world. It was God showing the both of us that there is more. We just have to finally wait and find it. Number 4, you cannot change the past. No matter how hard we try, what's done is done. The choices we make and actions we take can only shape us into who we will grow to be. Why should we dwell on the past when we can't control what has already happened? Number 5, don't change for anyone. I know it's overstated, but at the end of the day, you truly only have yourself. You are the only person on this earth who knows you as well as you do. So do not let anybody take that away or change it. Your sparkle lights up the room, and I promise your true people will notice. Number 6, the best things in life are free. Another one of those magical movie moments that changed my life happened this summer. My 4 best friends decided to go on my friend's boat one late summer night. It was 10 p.m. and we were all sitting on this floaty in the middle of the lake laughing our butts off. And we were watching the sky turn pink and purple as the sun fell. Mid-conversation, all of our heads shot up and sparks filled the air as we cheered on the extremely bright and loud fireworks that tore up the night sky. It felt like the closing scene to my coming-of-age movie, and this moment made me appreciate that it's the best things in life that are truly free. Number 7, just be kind. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always heard this be said in my dad's voice. He's been telling me, if I don't teach you anything else in life, it is to just be kind. So many people will wrong you, and unfortunately, it's just the way life goes, but nothing beats kindness. Overpouring God's love and the love from your heart will never and can never fail. Number 8, your feelings are valid. So many times I've been told to suck it up or man up, which doesn't always work. There's a reason we feel some type of way, and there's no reason to ever feel the need to hold that in. You can never solve your problems by bottling them inside, so whether you write them down in your notes or talk to a best friend, you'll feel that heavy pounding weight lift off of your shoulders. Number 9, change is necessary. This year, we started a movement. We stormed the streets and the internet by fighting for what is right and needed in our country. We used our voices to help make a change, and we used our voices to help bring justice to those who are not given it. Nothing can ever stop here because this is just the beginning. Number 10, what you want is not always what you need. When we have strong feelings, we tend to make irrational decisions. Deciding to hold on to a friendship that hasn't been good just because of the length of that friendship is not healthy. Trying to convince others that your partner is nice to you most of the time is not healthy. These are just a few examples of what we think we want, but are ultimately not what we need. Don't ever let your wants take over your needs. Number 11, time heals. Hurt heartbreak, change, and loss. Time is the only thing that can help. Take the time to re-find yourself. Discover what makes you want to wake up in the morning and find the person that you always knew that you were. Don't lose yourself to the agony of sadness because it will take over. Remember, pain is only temporary and only time can heal that. Number 12. Challenge yourself. There is nothing fun about smooth sailing through life. The rocky parts and bumpy sea is what makes it interesting, so don't ever settle for less. This year, I was tasked to balance more than ever. I took on maintaining my full-time job of social media, as well as being a full-time in-person high schooler during a pandemic, a varsity cheerleader, sister, daughter, while also trying to balance my social calendar. The never-ending weighted pressure to be perfect and do perfect never seemed to subside, but I think I managed to somewhat kind of figure it out. It took failure and being knocked down plenty of times to realize I needed that spice and challenge in my life. Smooth sailing creates laziness, so work hard and play hard. Number 13, music heals the soul. If there's one thing I've always relied on, it is the way music can change everything. The words, rhythm, beats, and backstory create an entire fantasy, which always helps distract from what's going on. I get lost in music no matter how I'm feeling, and it is the one thing in my life that has never left or changed on me. Number 14, numbers aren't everything. Whether it's the amount of money in your bank account or the number of likes that your post has, it consumes all of us. For some reason, we get wrapped up in these numerical values and they seem to blind us from what truly matters in life. These unimportant numbers seem to take over and become our one focal point. Remember that it is all temporary, and when you're at the top, whether it's with followers or money, it means nothing unless you have others to share it with. Number 15, social media is not real life. The amount of fake smiles, sucking in, and fights behind the cameras is unnatural and unreal. It's been said thousands of times, but social media is just a highlight reel. No one wants to see you break down or cry, so we put up these fronts to pretend that we have the perfect lives. I talk to my followers about having my entire life be broadcasted online whilst still being a teenager. I want people to know that I am not perfect and no one is perfect, so remember, what you see is not always what you get. Number 16, tell them you love them. You never know when it can be the last time you say it, so just say it. Number 17, just do it. Yeah, I guess it's Nike's saying, but so many times in life we worry too much about the consequences of our actions and less about just living. I'm not saying be stupid, but jump into that pool, scream that song, kiss that boy or girl, and dance until your legs feel like they're giving out. Learning to appreciate the little moments is what makes us feel human, and you do not want to regret not living in your present. Number 18, family is everything. Whether these people are blood related or have just turned into family over time, they matter the most. They keep you grounded, humble, loving, and sane. And although my family drives me crazy daily, I know that I can always come back to them with anything. Bryan will never fail to scream country music with me in the car, and Carrie will always be my shoulder to cry on. Chase will always be my oldest little brother that can still beat me up, and Cam will always go on sporadic fast food runs with me. They are the only people that I know will always remain consistent in my life, and for that, I thank them. I've also taken for granted the amount of time that we have with our extended family. During this pandemic, I've seen my grandparents a few times, which I am so grateful for, but I know a lot of you haven't. Who knows how much time they have left, and seeing them has truly been the highlight of my year. I love you so much, Mimi and Papa and Grandma and Grandpa. Just know that you always have a special place in my heart. Number 19, you're going to make it. Trust me. Psalm 23. Although I still struggle with my faith, I know in my heart that God is always watching over me. This verse has always resonated with me for some reason, and yet it is so simple. For me, this means that whatever you're fighting through, it will eventually come to an end. Nothing lasts forever, and you have to know that to be able to grow over it. Having faith in the Lord and relying on His overarching love and power will help guide you through your darkness. And number 20. Just smile. As I wrap up this video, which is definitely not anything I saw myself making in the future, I wanted to end it lighthearted. I've noticed that in this crazy, hectic year, I haven't seen as many smiles as I'd like to. Although that may be due to the fact that we have to wear a mask every time we step outside, the simple crease in your eyes and glisten of your teeth when you smile will never fail. Although they may not be able to physically see your pearly whites, a smile shows a warm heart and open arms, which we should all have towards others. So remember to just smile. I guess that's all. That's 20 things that I learned in 2020. I don't want to reiterate it anymore because we all lived through it, but this year was insane, and just know that whatever you were going through, you were not going through it alone. And I pray and hope that 2021 will be a better year for all of us. 2020, I wouldn't take it back for the world. I went through so much, but I learned so much, and I wouldn't want to change it. Although I do wish coronavirus would disappear for 2021. I really quick just want to say thank you to all of you guys. You guys changed my life, and I hope you know that. This year has been exceptional for my social media career, and it's all because of you, and I would not be here without you. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart each and every day for everything that you allow me to do. With that being said, you should totally follow me on all my other social media to grow with me and see my year of 2021, and subscribe down below if you are new. I would really, really appreciate you to join my little family. I love you guys so much, and Happy New Year. Peace in the Middle East.